The council room was quiet until the ceiling shook. I knew what was coming before anyone else did. The others were still bent over their data pads, their polished boots, their stiff collars, not one of them looking at the open skylight above. But I felt the rush of air before it hit, and then with a crash of wings she was there. Feathers black as midnight claws, scraping stone eyes, burning gold, the winged Huntress landed directly behind me, folding her wings with sound like thunder. She stood taller than everyone in the chamber, her tail lashed once, twice, and then her arms wrapped around me like iron. Everyone gasped. Again, someone whispered. Yes, again, another muttered. I cleared my throat. She is my guard, I said carefully as her claws rested on my shoulders, nothing more. But the way her breath rumbled against my neck, the way her wings curled protectively around my chair, told a different story. The council tried to continue. They spoke of trade routes, supply shortages, border patrols. But every time I opened my mouth to speak, her claws flexed and her growl echoed through the chamber. It was subtle, yet enough to send shivers down my spine. Every sentence I made seemed to amuse her, for she pressed closer, tail curling around my leg, as though reminding me of the bond she claimed. When the meeting ended and the others fled whispering, she finally spoke. Too many words, she growled. Her voice was deep, a vibration that seemed to come from her chest into mine. Too many weak men trying to sound strong. You made it difficult. I said, the others do not know what to think when you land like that. Good, she said, they should not think, they should see that you are claimed. Claimed, I repeated nervously. Her golden eyes narrowed. You freed me from chains. You stood against the ones who caged me. That makes you mine. I sighed, remembering the day weeks ago when I had stumbled into her prison cage deep beneath the Capitol. She had been shackled by cruel hands, wings bound, tail broken. Her roars had rattled stone, yet I had pressed the controls that freed her. When the chains fell, she had leapt into the sky, and since that moment she never left me. She landed in the barracks where I tried to sleep. She perched outside windows when I met with governors. She stalked behind me through crowded streets, scattering citizens with her wings. And now she was landing in council meetings, as though the chamber were her nest. I tried reason. I told her, I am human. I cannot belong to you like one of your kind. She only growled, brushing her claws against my chest. You belong more than they ever could. The days turned into a strange rhythm. She would hunt at dawn, bringing down beasts twice her size, dropping them at my feet like offerings. She would circle above me during speeches, letting her shadow fall over the crowd like silent warning at night. She would force her way into my quarters, folding her massive body around me, wings, cocooning me in darkness. Her warmth, her growl, her scent all wrapped me until I could not remember what solitude felt like. The court whispered rumors. Some said I had bewitched her. Some said she had enslaved me. The truth was neither, and both. I could not deny the safety her presence brought, nor the fire it lit inside me. One evening, as I argued with her in the torchlit hall, she suddenly leapt skyward, wings beating storms into the air. She vanished into the night. I thought perhaps finally she'd grown tired of me, but the next morning during a diplomatic address before hundreds, she returned diving from the heavens with a roar. She landed directly beside me, scattering papers, guards, citizens, her wings, wrapped me instantly, her claws raised in warning. None dared move. Enough, she thundered. He is mine, his voice is my voice, his path is my path. The silence that followed was unbreakable. No counselor dared protest. No general dared argue. Her declaration was law. After the crowd dispersed, she looked down at me. Her eyes were softer now, though still fierce. She leaned close, growling, "Lo, you are mine. But I am yours. Also, no one will touch you while I fly." I should have resisted, should have argued, yet as her tail coiled around my waist and her wings folded protectively, I realized part of me no longer wanted to fight it. She had chosen me with all her ferocity, her wildness, her unshakable devotion. And when the next council meeting came, I no longer flinched when she landed at my side. Instead, I spoke louder, clearer, feeling her presence like fire at my back. When her claws rested on my shoulders, I did not tremble. I stood taller, for in truth her strength was now my own. She was supposed to be my alien guard, yet every day, every night, every landing proved she was more. She was claimed, she was shield, she was bond unbreakable. And though I never admitted it aloud, not to the council, not to her, I no longer wanted her to stop landing on me, even during meetings, even always.